Member for Monash.
Mr Speaker, on this grave motion, first I'd like to identify with every word the member for Gellibrand said, and I thank him for the way he represented his community and the people of Australia in the address he's just given the Parliament. There are no words to describe the horror that Australian people felt on hearing the news of the Hamas attack on the people of Israel. A terrorist organisation sent to kill as many people as possible. With absolutely no care for age, for frailty, for youth. An attack that Australians seem incomprehensible to us as a nation. I saw, as it affected my own family and community, how distressed they were. And I know they would have all gone and projected themselves into that situation, in that kibbutz, where people went to bed the night before and woke up to gunshots at their front door and in their homes. The killing of innocent people, young people in their absolute prime, at a youth get-together for people who wanted to dance and sing. And each one of us think of our own grandchildren, our own friends and family. That could have been us. Who knows where the next attack will come? But there are two perpetrations of pain and death that's happening in the Middle East at this time. Hamas have not only attacked Israel in such a heinous way, but worse than that, they have purposely attacked the Palestinian people. They use children as their shelter, kindergartens. They use sick people as their shelter, hospitals, knowing that the leadership of Hamas will not be attacked if they are in that cover. Hezbollah the same. Deputy Speaker, I have been to Israel on 2 occasions on behest of the government of the day. So it was incomprehensible to me that there could be a break in the defences, as there were, because I know the ability of the Israelis to protect their border. I've been to their borders. I've stood there firsthand where they point out where Hezbollah and Hamas are. And using the Palestinian people in this way, virtually as human sacrifice for their bent and twisted cause, leaves us in this country where we're so used to freedom of movement and freedom of activity, freedom of everything. It's not possible that anything like that could happen, but it has. And I think the response of this federal government has been totally appropriate. I believe, as the member for Gellibrand said, that if there are people dancing on the graves of those poor people that are fallen and kidnapped and injured, our sympathy goes out to them, but can we possibly put ourselves in the place of how they feel? Where an Israeli father says to the world, "I'd rather my daughter be dead than kidnapped." He said, "Yes, she's dead," because he went on to explain how horrific Hamas can be with hostages, where they're holding those hostages, and to see a Hamas fighter standing there with toddlers in his arms brought tears to the eyes of many around me. I stand with Israel, as this nation does. I stand especially knowing that there are Palestinians, even in this country, that wishes the end of the State of Israel. And that is not going to happen. They have every right to respond, to protect their borders, protect their people. And that's what they will do with all the force needed. But the tragedy of that is that Hamas will use thousands and thousands and thousands of Palestinians who will be sacrificed for their aims without any care whatsoever of their health, well-being or safety. This is happening right now as we speak. As we speak, the Israelis are prepared to go into the Gaza Strip, probably one of the most heavily populated areas in the world, with few opportunities for those people to escape from the Israeli incursion. None of us can understand what we would be doing and what decisions we would be making now if we were in all the shoes of those in Israel and in Palestine. How would our heartache and consideration be if it was one of us? How would we think and feel if it was your wife, your father? And as a friend said over dinner on Friday, 2 of my cousins have been called up by the Israeli army, and they have easily gone. And the way he said it was that my family is about to sacrifice these 2 young men to the cause. The Israelis have put together more than 300,000 men and women, reservists called in. As we stand, Australia will do its best, and I believe in the government will do its best to support wherever we need to support, whatever we can do. There will be humanitarian aid for the peoples of Israel and the peoples of Palestine from this country. But let me say, we will fight against, with every breath and every energy we have, against anti-Semitism and Islamic phobia. Because this nation's better than those demonstrations you saw last week in Sydney. We're better than that. And Australians will always stand up for the right. The right of people to speak out, yes, but the right to be heard in freedom.